Okay, let us speak today about Jesus the Christ and meditation and yoga tradition. Um, you know, Westerners mostly are Christians and Jewish, and of course now we can say Muslims as well. And in the Christian tradition, we have so many different churches like Catholic Church, Protestant Church, Anglican Church, Baptist Church, Orthodox Church. And there are many branches in Jewish tradition as well. Mostly people don't know about this. They think, okay, synagogue means synagogue. But it's not like that. There are many different schools of Judaism. Okay, we have here in the United States, in Europe, and in Israel as well. Because of certain reasons, we have, we may easily criticize, Christian tradition here in the West, because, many centuries ago, so, Inquisition happened in Europe, and it's awful. It's interesting that in Orthodox Christianity in Greece and Russia, it was never Inquisition, by the way. But anyway, we have corruption, we have all that sexual abuse, scandals. And again, it's mostly about Roman Catholic Church, not about Orthodox, because in Orthodox Church, priests are family people. So it means, I'm not going to say that this is better or what is better. Everything is wonderful. But anyway, we easily say that, we have problems and crises in modern Christianity. And we easily create ideal picture about what's happened in the ashrams. What's happened in the Buddhist schools in Thailand, in Nepal, in Tibetan Buddhist schools, in Japanese Buddhist schools. Because it's very easy to stay, in the United States, in Europe, and create fantasies about what's happened in Himalayas. And, honestly speaking, the beginning of this fantasy was a great Russian lady whose name was Madame Blavatsky. Just now I'm reading a wonderful book about her. She was person of contradictions and mystery, and actually we have a lot of suggestions and opinions about what was genuine about Madame Blavatsky and what was not, because it is quite possible that she herself created a lot of fantasies about her own life. For example, she went to Himalayas and Tibet something like 3 or 4 times. And only third time when she went there, it looked like that she really penetrated, because it was difficult in the 19th century. And he spent there 7 years, but now a lot of people questioning, was it really so? Maybe not. But anyway, she was a mystic, spiritual teacher, author of great books, and she established the Theosophical Society both in India and in the West. And she was sage. She was person with a supernatural power. She was not ideal, she was not like perfect angel, but she was bright personality. And actually she's the founder of Theosophical Society. And because of that Theosophical Society, actually Western people in England, France, Germany, and the United States, and in Russia as well, they came to know about Indian, Himalayan, and Tibetan spirituality. sometimes it was really perfect message, sometimes 50-50 fantasy, but anyway it was real message about, oh come on, like there in Himalayas and in India and Tibet they have a great mystical and religious and philosophical culture. That was really breakthrough experience for the Westerners. And since that time, actually, we as the Western society, for the for the end of 19th century, 20th century, even 21st century, we created that fantasy about ideal ashrams in Himalayas. But really, it is also like, okay, I spent something like 15 years there. Honestly speaking, I even don't know how long, but just I say normally 15 years, it's approximately, in India, in Himalayas, and all that part of the world. And let me say that's the same churches in a sense, the same social life, the same financial question, the same copyright question, the same competition. So that means spirituality is something inside and not like, okay, go to the... If you go to Himalayas, what's happened for many Westerners, if you go there for a couple of weeks, you will enjoy it. But if you go there for, 3-5 years, a lot of disappointment may happen, because you will see corruption, you will see that caste system, you can see all that Indian and Tibetan diaspora stuff. And what is the great advantage of spirituality here in the West? That, okay, if this is yoga or meditation center, we keep it really far from religion. But in India and Tibet, it's impossible. For them, any yoga and meditation ashram is basically part of Hindu religion, Sikh religion, Jain religion, Buddhist religion. That's the problem. Then immediately, okay, step by step, you may recognize that, okay, meditation is something really subtle and religion is institution. And if ashram is part of religion, means it's a part of social, political, financial kind of things, struggle. It's institutions which are not about spirituality actually. Again, our topic is Jesus the Christ and meditation, and it's easy for us, for Westerners, to criticize and see corruption in different Christian churches and create fantasy about Himalayas, but really the same corruption happened there, even more. But if we take Jesus the Christ in a totally new way, just very simple, take New Testament, open this wonderful ancient book, just read Gospels, just read letters, Acts, etc. And it's wonderful, great source for meditation and spirituality. Just let us forget about churches, forget about good and bad priests, good and bad things which happen in different churches. And I'm not going to say that only bad things happen. A lot of good things happen. But let us forget about it and just read a New Testament. And it's a great source for meditation, for spirituality. And of course, we have a lot of opinions, rumors, information about the life of Jesus, which is now we speak about great chance that he spent half of his life in Indian Himalayas, where he was learning philosophy, Vedic, Buddhist, and meditation. So we have this information right now. And there are many great masters who really speaking about this, and one of them was Yogananda, and he he told to his disciples and wrote in his books, including his commentaries to the New Testament, that Jesus was an Indian. He spent maybe 13-14 years in east part and north part of India. East part is like Puri, great holy city in the very east. Then Kashmir, it's like North Himalayas. About the same, we have information from my Guru Yogi Rama. About the same, we have information from Nicholas Roerich, great Russian mystic. And Sathya Sai Baba also, he proved this as the real message, real information. So it means we have totally new vision of philosophy and life of Jesus right now. And I mean to say that for many church people, it's kind of shocked, kind of awful. But for me as the Christian, and I'm Christian, I'm a Gnostic Christian, means I'm not part of any church community. If I take New Testament and in the same time I may just come across this information that Jesus spent half of his life in Himalayas learning Buddhist and Vedic philosophy, it's again no contradiction actually. Even if we'll just mention about that there is a chance that Jesus Christ could be family person, and maybe Mary Magdalene was his wife, maybe people now speaking about children of Jesus, and not only as a kind of Hollywood movie, but I mean serious esoteric writers, and serious research going on about that. And and so what if we come to know, maybe somebody will prove it, who knows, that Jesus was family person. So what? It's not more, not less. It's just one more fact, because his message, which we have in very classical, normal Gospels, it's huge and great. And it's anyway great. Was he in India or not? Was he family guy or not? The message of the New Testament is anyway great source for the yoga and meditation practitioners. And but it's important to know this possibility that roots of the Christian philosophy basically goes to the Vedic and the Buddhist scriptures much more than to the Torah or Old Testament books of prophets. Normally classical Christianity, it's like Christian Bible, Old Testament, New Testament. And in the Western tradition, like in Protestant church, especially Baptist church, this kind of churches, they pay much greater attention to the Old Testament, and in Orthodox church much less. People respect Old Testament, it's actually a part of Orthodox Christian Bible, but the concentration is on New Testament. But anyway, for all churches, the picture of Jesus' philosophy is like roots are in Jerusalem temple tradition, in Old Testament books, but now we have totally different possibility that it can be really more like Vedic and Buddhist scriptures. So it means we have I think that we have to be very open and respect each other. And anyway, for the meditation and yoga practitioners, Jesus as master, Jesus as a, as a philosopher is a huge source.